love sitting out here in the morning and having my coffee next to this. The Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Got the yard work done. The family did it together yesterday. I was tired, man. Wearing myself out. Come home and keep working at home. So you know what? I asked for help. Lube, they were kind enough to send me a 16-ounce container of their oil treatment and give it a shot. You pretty much can use it for any application that is a running application. For gas and diesel engines, using oil, all gas and diesel oils, no zinc, no moly, no solids. Lube oil treatment is made with a blend of lubricating and cleaning oil that can be safely used in all types of gas and diesel engines. Used to keep your engine cleaner, protected from excessive wear, and running much longer. For use in all types of conventional and synthetic motor oils. Simply add 1 ounce per quart. Use with each oil change. Engines with excessive wear or high mileage, additional 1 ounce of oil treatment. For transmissions, use 2 ounces max. For gearboxes, power steering, differentials, use 1 ounce per quart. Hydraulics, use ½ ounce per quart. Especially good for applications that frequently overheat. Lube will help keep your engine cooler in hot climates and maintain oil viscosity in cooler climates. Will help quiet noisy lifters. Perfect for heavy load and extreme temperature applications. Formulated for daily driver, serious racer, long haul trucker, hard working farmer, gearhead mechanic, and captain of the sea. Simply add to your oil and get back to business. ABS just popped on right before I got to work, so let's check that out. It's a couple blocks down the road here. Gotta check that out, man. I started looking through the numbers for the Coyote swap to do the swap correctly on the 85 Thunderbird, and it says once you look at the numbers that goes in, it's almost $17,000 to $20,000 to go into that car to do that swap the right way. Get all the proper harnesses, the fuel pump, the accessories and stuff. But it'll be one badass car when it's done, so I don't know. You guys haven't checked out Garage Built Coyote, GRGBUILT just go check him out. I'll leave his link down below. He's the one helping me with the build because he's already done one, but he said it took him about 5 years to finish it. So y'all should check him out. Let's get in here and see what we got going on in the shop. See what they got done yesterday after I left. This Land Rover Range Rover, it needed a transmission. That transmission's no good. Looks like my guy's got the new transmission and transfer case in, so we're good there. This is a Ford engine. There's Ford stamped all over this engine. Is a 5-liter in this thing? I think it's a 5-liter in this thing. But all these Land Rover Range Rovers, these older ones, they were all stamped Ford. This transmission is really clean, just like this engine ain't got a bunch of leaks and stuff all over it. So we were lucky to find one at a reasonable price. This here has to get the front end tore apart. Axle seals are leaking on both sides. Actually, there's a whole laundry list full of stuff wrong with this Jeep, but axle seals are leaking on both sides to start with, and the trans cooler, valve cover, Lower radiator hose, I don't know, there was a bunch of stuff, and the guy was like, I just have the money to do the actual seals first. This gentleman came, this is the one that had the bad computer in it, and nobody knew at first because it just came in on the hook, and I diagnosed it, found the broken pin in the PCM, had a new used one cloned, and got it put in and initiated. Got all the problems fixed with it, but had an exhaust manifold leak and got lucky. All it was the two nuts for the rear manifold actually had backed off of the threads and came off clean. So last night I think they were putting a couple new nuts on this thing, and it sealed up. Actually didn't make any more noise. I know that Jeep there was a fuel pump was going out in it. No, it would start sometimes and die, and then it would mess with the shifter as well. There's a connection in the back of the car over here that goes to the fuel pump, and the main power pin screws up how it shifts and how the vehicle starts and dies. And I was going through it yesterday, and I pulled the rear connector off and found that burned up pin, and I told the customer, I said, look, at this point I'd like to put a fuel pump in it because I think it's just drawing too much damn power and it's causing that pin to burn up. And then what I'm going to do, instead of putting a whole new connector on it, I'm going to put a shielded or a protected external wire with a beefier connection and stuff on the outside, and remove that power pin from inside that pack. And the customer said it's fine, because I said if not, I'm going to have to charge you like 50 bucks for a connector and then an hour to splice in all those wires and stuff, maybe even more. Just all depends. The more wires, the more time. And they were like, nah, just do the external wire and put a new pump in it and get us back on the road. I thought this was going to be like the old recall from the 13s and prior, where you had to do the external relay at the fuse box, but that's not what this was. This was actually burned up pin in the back right by the rear differential where the cross member is. There's a big connector. It's got about 10 wires in it. I showed the video yesterday using Harbor Freight 90-degree angle strippers, and yeah, this here is a diesel Volkswagen. It had a roof rail leak, but it wasn't really a roof rail leak. It was a drain that popped off the sunroof area, and it really shittied up the liner in this Volkswagen. So the top had to be pulled down. Then they found the tube, they clipped it and secured it back in, cleaned all the mess up and stuff, put it back together. Then it had a glow plug issue, and on the same cylinder that there was a glow plug issue, I think they found it was all sooted up or something. So they had to clean all that up. Yeah, I haven't started this girl in a while. I'm gonna drive her home today. What else we got going on here? This Volkswagen just got a brand new turbo. Turbo went out on the highway on the guy, 70 mile an hour, and it just started whistling like crazy when it went out. No power, no nothing. This here it's running rough, shaking real bad, misfiring. And what we ended up finding on this is the tube that goes down to this turbo here. This tube was all cracked up and sucking in all kinds of false air and stuff like that, so we had to put a new tube on it, plug sensor and stuff back in, get all back together. So now that's finished. And then we also had to replace the PCV tube that goes to the manifold. It was all cracked up, sucking air through it as well. These older Volvos with these, what is this, 2.5 or 2.4, whatever the hell this thing's called, they have a real bad issue with the plastic and the rubber cracking just everywhere. This needs a power steering rack. They put two in there, they put two used ones in there, and they were no good. It actually needs a good one, so we're gonna get this in here soon and put a rack in it and program it. That's what's going on around the shop right now. You get a little bit of everything. So y'all have a great day. I'm gonna get started starting up computers and stuff like that, and if I got enough time I might live stream for a little bit. Y'all be blessed.